All right, so we're here at Fit Boxing Talk. We're going to talk about this situation. It's called Reasons. And the reasons that we hear with Tank and Shakur and the Haneys and you know, I know that in this generation, well, it's almost every generation, but it's very enhanced in this generation, that we need to stamp a permanent stamp for someone to be the face of boxing. We want Canelo be the face of boxing, the king of boxing. But as you can see, when you're the king, you get special treatment. You're not going to fight Benavidez. That's one, right? So that's one. The face of boxing can do whatever they want, right? See, I ain't got a problem with the face of boxing situation when the boxer is doing what he's supposed to do and fight the people that we need to see. Then I have a problem calling somebody the face of boxing, right? But in this generation, being the face of boxing only means what you sell. What you sell. So that's my issue. Now, I'm going to give you a quote. And I want you to listen to this. This is a quote from a rapper back in the days, right? And you have to understand this quote. And it says, "Who gets weaker, the king or the teacher? It's not about a salary. It's all about reality. Teachers teach and do the world good. Kings just rule, and most are never understood. If you were to rule or govern a certain industry, all inside this room right now will be in misery. No one would get along nor sing a song, because everybody be singing for the king. Am I wrong?" All my old heads, if you know where that came from, you know what I'm talking about, right? So when you're the king, you could pick and choose. And it's not about the casual. It's not about the hardcore boxer. It's about the casuals. Now, I'm going to get straight to the point. No more fluff talk, right? I got to go by what Mayweather said. And this is what Mayweather said. "I only need to do in-house fights. That's all I need to do." And guess what? Those in-house fights, even if it's not an in-house fight and is a fight with another promotion company or of another fighter, as long as it benefits the in-house fighter that Mayweather is behind and Ellaby is behind. This is not a PBC thing. This is not a Top Rank thing. I'm just talking about on the best behalf. This is what Mayweather said. And once I started understanding what Mayweather said, I started putting shit together. See, y'all just looking at the boxer that's the king, right? That's the face of boxing. But you got to also look at the opponent. And this is what's going on. When Ryan was supposed to fight Devin, right? We all know this. And then Mayweather got in Ryan's ear. We know this. And all of a sudden, shit got changed. Shit got rearranged. Right. And you would say, some people say that's nothing wrong with that. That's, that's survival of the fittest. And, don't tell him to fight Devin. You know why? And this is what I thought, right? I thought that the fight with Rolando Rolly and Ryan Garcia was going to give an opportunity for Ryan to fight Tank again. That's what I was saying. I said, okay, they're trying to do a Ryan Garcia and Tank fight part 2. Because to me, the only person I see right now that could give Tank that kind of numbers is Ryan Garcia. But we have to reinvent Ryan Garcia by beating Rolly and getting the belt. So I said, at the end of the day, all this is what I said in one of my videos. All this is to get Ryan a belt, and then we could say there's another fight to this, because now Tank has a reason. Even if Tank say, I don't fight for belts or whatever, it's to pass time. And I have a reason. Now, it's the same reason. Don't look at the king of boxing. Don't look at the face of boxing. Look at the opponent and their market value. Explain. You want to understand what I'm trying to say? This is what I'm trying to say. Market value. Ryan Garcia right now still has a good market value, even though he lost to Tank, right? Even though if he lost to Tank. But Mayweather chirped something in his ear saying, don't fight Devin, because why? You tell me why. Because if you fight Devin, your market value will go down, and that will make our profit go down when you're the next opponent to fight Tank again. Okay? Why did we not see Ryan Garcia fight Rolly? Why? The fight never happened, right? Okay, so that didn't happen. But this man Mayweather tried to cock block the fight with Devin. Simple as that. So now we don't even know what's going on with Devin and Ryan, if they're going to negotiate or whatever it is. But it's the market value to Ryan Garcia's market value and how it will work and it would benefit Tank Davis. Because if he lose again, his market value go down. No one's going to really want to see that fight, Tank versus Garcia, right? Now, let's try another example. Let's do another example, right? Rolly and Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Now, remember Isaac Pitbull Cruz? Everybody was like, oh, my God, this dude Tank gonna fight Isaac Cruz. And we all know Tank said, hell fucking no, I ain't fighting that dude again, right? But as fans, hardcore fans, he's like, man, we don't want to see that shit. The fuck we want to see that shit? That shit don't mean nothing. What is Tank going to get out of it? Well, I'm starting to not look at the champion. I'm looking at the opponent, and I'm seeing the market value of the opponent. And what I mean by that, just like I was saying the Ryan market value, I'm talking about Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Now, we know that Pitbull Cruz is with Sean Gibbons and Manny Pacquiao, but they did business together, right? But we do know that didn't sell. It didn't sell at all. But we're looking for the reasons. The reasons that we hear. The reasons why we hear this bullshit that goes on every year. Yeah, I can't sing a lick. Anyway, but, so we're saying, man, we don't want to see that Pitbull Cruz bullshit. That's whack. What is Tank getting out of it? He's wasting our time. Why he's not fighting Shakur? Why he's not fighting? Well, this is what I'm talking about, because if it still works in-house. Listen to the in-house situation. If Isaac Pitbull Cruz beats Rolly, he takes his belt. There go your reason to fight Pitbull Cruz. And that's why I think they changed their mind, not to bring up Pitbull Cruz no more. Now, they brought out Rayo, Venezuela, and stuff like that. But let me go back to now Rolly and Pitbull Cruz. Now, if Rolly wins, it's still a win-win for the in-house. It's still a win-win for the in-house, because Tank could also fight Rolly Part 2 again, just like he could fight Ryan Part 2. So the two in-house fighters, even though Pitbull Cruz is not really so-and-so and he's with another, but they did good business together. You know, that good business together, right? So I feel that that's a good reason that if either way, we already know the outcome between Tank and Pitbull. So we're sure that we're going to get a win the second time around. They seen the outcome, right? Even though Tank had a little problem with his hand, and they say he beat him with one hand, that the outcome looks more. Remember, it's the outcome, right? And if you have an idea what the outcome is already in the atmosphere in reality, you'll notice that that outcome could be reality again. So they banking that if Isaac beats Rolando Romero, then they have a better reason to do this fight, because you're fighting for something. You're not fighting for nothing. When you didn't have nothing, a Part 2 wasn't so a good reason, all right? And yeah, I know Tank say F belts and whatever, but it's not what he's saying, right? It's what's going on in the background, because Mayweather got a whole lot to say to Ryan about don't take this fight with Devin, right? Trying to make it like, just like I was listening to Knockout 86 and OD Log TV. Go subscribe to OD Log TV. But he was like, yo, why would he cock block? Why would you cock block a fight that has nothing to do with you? And as we know, the things that Mayweather's kicking in his ear and Ryan's ear is like, yo, man, I could get you that fight again with Tank. That's the only promise I can see to tell Ryan, don't fight that man. And Ryan's like, yeah, you know what? Let me not fight that dude because, you know, at the end of the day, I might get the fight with Romero, or I might get the fight with Isaac Pitbull Cruz. But guess what? If one of those two guys win, I could get the fight with Tank again, right? And I could fight for the belt. But it's not about Ryan because he's with Oscar. It's not about Devin because he's a free agent. It's all about Tank. Another thing with this Conor Ben situation, I'll get back to what I was saying. But this Conor Ben situation, you know, see what I'm talking about? Even Devin, Tank, if they find that man a weakest link, they ready to do good business with him. Good business with him, right? Because to them, he's the weakest link. And everybody's looking for the weakest link. No one wants to fight the link that's is hard to break. All right? Because that's not good business. See, we living in a reverse world here. Everything is backwards here, man. I'm talking about the chess moves with the opponents. The chess moves with the opponents. And that is the key. Market value. You want to keep the value up. You want to have a part 2 with Rolly. If he wins, maybe. That's an in-house fight. Regardless if listen, I know you hard-headed, hardcore boxing fans is saying, no, but you got to look at it as a casual fan. And we can't see that as a casual fan. When we see Tank versus Ryan 2 for something, right? Or we see Tank versus Isaac just to pass the time, right? Because it's a reason. What's the reason? So he could get a belt, right? Because Rolly ain't looking good with that belt, man. With Ishmael, yo, man. That man, come on, bro. That old man put paws on that nigga all day. Yo. So, we know that belt should be with Tank Davis, right? So, the way I see it, I hear people say, oh, Tank said he don't feel comfortable at 140. He fought before, right? So, when it benefits him, he will fight at 140. Don't get this shit twisted. When it benefits Tank, he will fight at 140, right? And he will get something out of it. Fighting Isaac Pitbull Cruz for the second time does not get nothing out of it unless Isaac Cruz wins a belt. Fighting Rolly again has, and you know, I won't even really say Rolly, but saying Pitbull. But if Rolly wins, the outcome's still in-house. It's in-house with Rolly, and is another promotion company with Pitbull Cruz, but they did business already, and that's easy business to make. Regardless of Pitbull Cruz had lower numbers, right? And when they fought, it's passing the time. It's passing the time and wasting time for the hardcore boxers, but it's in the benefit of Tank. And keeping them in the position to say, I am the face of boxing. Especially when you get a belt. I am still the face of boxing. It keeps your reputation up there. I don't care what Tank say. I don't fight for belts and all this stuff. Okay, so if that's the case, check this out. It's all about marketing. It's all about face of boxing, the king of boxing. It's about butts and seats. It's about the cash cow, blah, blah, blah. Look how many names went by. But one of the names that I've been making videos of about Tank versus Manny Pacquiao, I've been making videos. I said, listen, what's the excuse, man? What's the excuse? This man got a whole country behind him. Not even a country. He's global. You see how Mayweather, a lot of people in the globe know who he is? But Manny Pacquiao has a country. This country ain't really behind Mayweather. There's a lot of brothers don't really like him outside the ring. I enjoy watching him inside the ring. But outside the ring, he's shifty, man. He's shifty. I'm not going to go into that personal business, right? I like him inside the ring. I like his defense style. But outside the ring, I don't like him. And I don't trust him, right? And it's all about Mayweather and his selfish routines. And we've seen it now. How you going to tell another man not to make a fight with Devin Haney? Like, that's total cock block. If that man decide to fight, and I always say, you know, Ryan is a clout. He clouts a lot. but I still give him the benefit of behalf that, you know, because he wants to fight. And I always give him that benefit. The only reason I give him that little benefit because he fought Tank with this weight clause and blah, 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 and shit like that. And I said, all right. And I thought, oh shit, he gonna fight Devin? Oh man, that's why I give him the benefit of the doubt. Yes, all these boxes clout. All these boxes clout. Let me tell you something. Me, I really don't like this generation of boxers. And I would not put anybody on the pedestal. Now, when it comes to Crawford, I like him inside and I like him outside the ring. I like his business moves, regardless if you say he's a liar, blah, 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 blah. Whatever you feel, that's your opinion. But at the end of the day, the facts is that he has land. He's building a mansion, right? He did what he had to do. In this world, we do what we have to do. It's either corrupt or the legal way. Or corrupt, we wash our hands with corruption and don't get greedy, and we build on what we capitalize on, doing it illegally, and then we move on legally, right? Or we get greedy and we still stick with the same illegal shit to move on. That's the facts of life. And it's the same thing with business. Now, do I feel Crawford did the wrong thing in boxing? No. I think he made the smart choices and the smart moves. That's my opinion. On the other hand, Spence, the fans over there, they say he's a liar, he's a cheat, you can't trust him. Fine, that's just an opinion. Move on. That's one of the brothers that I could deal with in this generation. Manny Pacquiao is another person that I could deal with in this generation still, even though he's not retired, he's still here. But we just heard. That's only 2 fighters right now that I could deal with, right? But everybody else, regardless if I like Shakur, regardless if I like Devin, I like his moves. I like Devin's moves. He's a free agent. I like all his moves. I like his pops and his father connection to each other. And I say, like I said, Pops will promote you better than Bob Arum, blah, blah, blah. He will promote you. He'll come out here and check these channels and do these channels and speak on the behalf of his son, and he will do it and do it well, okay? Even though I feel that, in my opinion, Bill Haney does a lot of fluff talk and politics, and he's a politician, and sometimes he annoys the hell out of me, but I look beyond that and I said, listen, he's doing what he's got to do. He's playing his part with his son, and that's it. So it don't really bother me, but when I hear him talk, I hear how he spins shit and get around shit. That's it. Now, so Devin, Shakur, Tank, I am not big fans of these brothers outside the ring. Okay, inside the ring, fine. They all do what they're supposed to do. And these new generation fanboys, they get it wrong. That's why I don't do videos. It's not about me, but that's why I don't do videos where these niggas shit, fart, and sneeze. I just don't. It's just a waste of time. Especially if you know I'm a Manny Pacquiao fan. And guess what? When I heard that Manny Pacquiao, but he been said this. So I don't know if this is now or the past or they trying to bend time. But he's been said that I'll fight him at a cash right tank. So I'm trying to figure out if they just bending time, because I could bend time too. And then they putting it in a because now we ain't hearing about Manny Pacquiao now. And if it was all about the butts and seat and the cash and the money, that is a great fight. But I always say, when I heard that current talk about Manny Pacquiao, I said, nah. Mayweather would not let Manny Pacquiao fight his protege. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Right now, Manny Pacquiao wants to fight Mayweather. He at one time he's like, no, I'm not doing no exhibitions with Mayweather. I want a real fight. We both in our 40s, right? Why can't we have a real fight? Mayweather still don't want no parts of Manny Pacquiao. Even though we saw a Roy and a Mike Tyson, and it did so much money, people say, oh, we don't want to see that fight. But if it's not even about seeing the fight. It's about cash, cold cash, putting butts in seats, putting casuals in the seats. If it's about that money, so be about that money. But then you half-ass because the risk is kind of high, right? To this day, I hear people say Manny Pacquiao is still a moderate to high risk for Tank. And I say to myself, as a Pactard or whatever you want to call me, I said, if Manny was in his prime and he was going to fight Tank, Manny would beat Tank. After that performance with Ugis, I'm looking like, I don't know. And Father Time could always hit him upside his head and give him a cramp or whatever. So if I look at that fight now and I'm like, I could say it's a 50-50 fight, but I could also lean more to Tank and say Tank will beat Manny Pacquiao. I could say that because he's younger, he's stronger. He might not have the footwork, but how long do footwork will work if you're in your 40s, right? How long would that work until Tank starts chopping him down? So yes, I am I'm a Pactard, but I have reason, and I'm trying to show these people out here, even though that fight could happen at this moment, I still think Tank could beat him. But I always root for the underdog, and I always root for Manny Pacquiao. I won't be mad if Manny Pacquiao beat Tank. That's what I'm trying to say. I like Tank and I like Manny Pacquiao in the ring. In the ring and outside the ring, I love Manny Pacquiao. That's it. Okay? That's my opinion. But all these new generations, I can't tolerate the Twitter fingers and the Instagram shit, and I can't do it at my age. I have no patience. That's why I come and go. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the reasons why you have promotion companies interfering with opponents to fight a boxer like Devin Haney. Oh, don't fight him because, you know, I got something in store for you, Ryan. This is what Mayweather said. I got something in store for you, Ryan. You know, you could fight Rolly Romero, and then if you beat, this is what I thought at the beginning, and if you beat Rolly Romero, you get that belt. Guess what? You could fight Tank over, and that would be so great, right? But guess what? We didn't get that. We got Rolly versus Pitbull Cruz. But then again, we're not over with you, Ryan. Just stay by the side. Stay upon the side, but don't fight Devin. Stay upon the side there, right? And guess what? The opponents is Cruz. Oh yeah, Cruz, Pitbull Cruz. This is what we could do right here, man. If you beat Rolly Romero, we're gonna get you that fight with Tank. And guess what? It will benefit you, Cruz. But we know in the back of their heads they said it really benefits Tank because we already saw you get your ass beat with one hand by Tank. Now follow me, man. I mean, I'm just saying, man. We always worrying about the face of boxing, but we gotta look at the opponents today and their value worth. We gotta worry about their value worth, because especially if you're trying to do rematches, and the hardcore boxers saying, "Oh, that's not worth it. That's not worth it," and the casuals, they come and go, man. They just go by what's in, and then they just press the button and order it and say, "Oh, this is what's in? Okay, we're going to just watch it and drink our beers and be silly and willy, and we're just going to have fun," right? They don't care. As boxing hardcore fans, we care. And we could do this detailed shit. Well, casuals don't want to hear it. They just want to see a fight. They just want to see what's in. Like the latest gear, the latest wear, the latest shoes. That's where they're pampering. That's where they pamper. So they don't care about what you think, hardcore boxing fan. They care about the casuals. They care about the casuals. And what goes on for the casuals don't make no sense for the hardcore boxing fans. It just makes no damn sense. So, I'm saying, this is the reason why Mayweather got in his ear. Because it's a win-win situation. It's always going to be a win-win situation. And I always say, let me look at the basics. The basics is said, Mayweather said, we're only doing in-houses. We only doing it in-house. That means if you're a free agent, you better get your ass in the house for 2 fights or 3 fights. So, and that's the difference. That's the thing with Devin and Tank. Another thing with Devin and Tank is the drug testing. I just feel like, you know, Devin's with VADA. Tank is with the WBC. He's with I'm sorry. He's with Al Heyman, and they deal with the clean boxing program and shit like that. And just like I told you about Nonito Donaire, and he fought Casimir. He wanted to fight Casimir, and he did these smoke screens saying that Casimir and Gibbons calling Rachel his wife names, and because that's his manager. But the real issue was not just the names. They didn't want to do the drug testing from VADA. Now, yes, the clean boxing program used them, but remember, Nonito Dede at the time was a WBC champion, and Casimir was using the clean boxing program, just like Manny Pacquiao was using the clean boxing program. And what that boy Broner and them say, he might be cheating. So how much leverage you have with the clean boxing program if you hear that, oh, yeah, he's in the clean boxing program, but Manny, and that's what they were saying with Casimir. Now, Manny Pacquiao, he's been on VADA 4 times, and he didn't. This is way before, or maybe it was some of it, but I know he did VADA without the clean boxing program. That's a fact. That's a fact. Now, when he went over there and he fought Vargas, Thurman, Broner, now I don't know. I can't explain all that if real VADA or not, because matter of fact, it's not, because he was with the clean boxing program. But if you have somebody like Broner, and y'all complaining about, oh, we don't know if he's clean or not. Well, what tells you the authenticity, the being so authentic with the clean boxing program? We have VADA tests for all substances. So that's another issue that Devin and Tank is going to go through, because right now, as you can hear, Tank is talking about, oh, you over there with Victor Conte and blah blah blah. And like I said, I give a man 2 chances. Every man 2 chances. Even if that chance is from a distance and I don't want nothing to do with you, I respect you from a distance. Maybe I won't do business with you, but I respect you from a distance. That's my opinion, right? And if I do business with you, because I gave you a second chance. 3rd chances, I'm a fool. But I already seeing that Tank is putting shit in the atmosphere, smearing Snack. And like I said, your best fighters in the future might be with Snack, because they're using Snack for, how can I say it? They're using Snack to sponsor the boxer in order so they could get their boxers clean on VADA, so they could test for HGH, EPO, and testosterone, synthetic testosterone. And if it's VADA that's the only person that do those kind of tests, well, there's gonna always be a discrepancy. If it ain't about you come over here and sign with me, or you want to stay a free agent, and it's a 1-fight deal, but if the fight goes well, there could be a 2-fight deal. Listen, when it comes to Devin and Tank, listen, if Devin's a free agent and he needs to fight Tank, and that's the proposal they giving him, well, it's just like the same proposal with Errol Spence. And look, just do a 2-match, and that's it. Whoever wins, the opponent that lost got an opportunity to get a rematch. And I feel like that with all champions, and not just champion, icon fighters. Icon fighters, and that's why I'm one of those that advocates that Manny Pacquiao should have got a rematch with Floyd. Simple as that. All those icons and champions got a running back. You can't say, Floyd beat him flawless victory. Well, a flawless victory almost is like saying Crawford beating Errol Spence. That's a flawless victory. That man dropped so many times. Manny Pacquiao never dropped. And to tell you the truth, Floyd Sr. was on his corner saying, why are you fighting scared? That don't sound like a flawless victory to me. Yeah, Floyd took him to school, right? But he got tapped up as well. That wasn't a flawless victory, right? Same thing with Ugas and Manny Pacquiao. People say, oh, Ugas gave him a schooling. Yeah, but did you see Ugas' face after that rematch? I mean, after that match, did you see his face? That wasn't no flawless victory. That man, as old as he is, he stayed on his 2 feet and he banged. Even with his feet cramped. Can't do no in out and in and out. And nah, he banged with that man, right? So it's in the eye of the beholder to say flawless victory or we don't need a rematch. No, we do need rematches, especially when it comes to icons and champions. So listen, man, it's getting late. I'm just letting you know, think about the opponent more than thinking about the boxer face of boxing. Because so far, Tank, we got so many names, but not a date. Not a damn date in sight. Can you understand me? Not a damn date in sight. And I'm saying, I'm waiting. I'm watching Tank wait. Are we going to wait till the outcome of Rolly and Pitbull Cruz? Are we waiting for that? And Mayweather telling Ryan don't fight Devin Haney? Yeah, watch the opponents, because they are very valuable, especially if they have Instagram followers, or their opponent that we don't want to see fight Tank, but if he gets a belt, all of a sudden that gives them a reason to waste our time with Tank so he could get a belt. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here to irritate your mind. I'm here for you to read between the lines. It's not what they say, it's what they're not saying. I'm out.